So you're wondering how to do the Sibo breath test. That's coming up today on part 8 of my Sibo series. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah K. Hoffman, aka A Gutsy Girl, and today I am here to share with you all about the Sibo breath test. A couple videos back, I shared with you that the Sibo breath test is probably the most common way that practitioners are diagnosing people with Sibo. And so I wanted to take a couple minutes today to share with you all about the Sibo breath test and how you do it. Keep in mind that it's definitely been a few years since I've done this. However, things haven't changed that much. And so I feel very confident in still sharing with you exactly how I did the Sibo breath test. So I did the Sibo breath test with a couple different companies. Commonwealth Labs has a really great one. Really, they're all fairly similar. There might be a couple minor differences, but for the most part, they're going to be the same. So when you're taking and doing the Sibo breath test, it actually starts 24 hours before you physically blow into the device in order to get your breath result. For the 12 hours prior to the 12-hour complete fast that you will do, here are some of the foods that you must eliminate from your diet. Gluten, grains, fruits and fruit juices, vegetables, sugar in any form, dairy, nuts and seeds, alcohol, and beans. If you want it even more clearly spelled out, here are some of the foods that I ate during that time period: baked and broiled meats and fishes, some fats, and pretty much that was it. For the final 12 hours prior to the test, you have to do 100% fast. What that means is that you do not consume any food or drink except for water. And this also applies for the 3 hours during the testing period, that you ensure you have no food or beverages. Some other rules for taking the test is that you cannot consume any probiotics for 4 to 5 days prior to the test. You also must avoid antimicrobials for about 5 days prior to the test. You cannot have antibiotics for 2 weeks prior to the test. If you smoke, which you shouldn't, but if you do not smoke for an hour before you take the test. And you cannot sleep or exercise at any point during the test. So when you get your Sibo testing kit, here are some of the things that you might find in it. Again, remember that every testing kit will be a little bit different, but for the most part, here are some of the things that you can expect to find. Number 1, the testing tubes. Number 2, your collection straw. And number 3, labels and packaging so that you can put it all together and mail it back in to whatever place you need to mail it to in order to get your results. And here's how the actual test goes. The first thing that happens is you are provided with a substrate. It is just a packet of stuff that you pour into a liquid and you consume. Prior to consuming it though, you will take a baseline breath test, which means you will blow into one of those testing tubes. That is your baseline for everything else and all of the rest of the testing to follow. Immediately after the baseline is collected, you drink that liquid potion that you just mixed together. And then 20 minutes later, you will collect another sample. Then you will set your timer for another 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, you'll collect another sample. And you repeat and repeat and repeat until all the samples are done. Usually it's about 8 different samples that are collected, and what the breath test is measuring is, based off your baseline and that substrate that you consumed, how are the levels of hydrogen and methane changing in your intestines and what is coming out. That's it. Once you're all done collecting all of your breath samples, you package it all up and you ship it off. Most of the breath testing will require that you ship it immediately and that it arrives to the facility within 48 hours in order to be accurately analyzed. You must make sure to follow these directions as closely as possible, all the directions, in order to have the most accurate results given. And that's it. Usually within a couple weeks to 3 weeks, you will have your results back and a practitioner can go over the results with you. This is why, while you can get the breath test online, again, I will put the link below if you would like to do that. The next steps are very hard to do if you do not have a practitioner holding your hand. Like, for instance, if you need antibiotics, if you need an herbal protocol, and even how to read the testing results isn't easy. You definitely want to have someone do that with you. So there you have it. That's how easy and how uninvasive it is to do the Sibo breath test in order to possibly get that Sibo diagnosis that you have been considering could be what's going on for quite some time now. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss any more in this series all about Sibo or any of my future series or videos to come. I truly hope you have enjoyed this and have learned a thing or two. I will see you again next time.